Okay, I think we're live. Yep, it says my thing's going. Okay. Hello everyone, Ethan here, and welcome back to more recreating Pokemon Yellow sprites in the lovely game of Minecraft. Took a week off, but now I'm back. I got some Mario Kart World music playing. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit for me because it's just a little bit too loud. I could probably turn it down this way. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay. Got some Mario Kart World music playing because I have acquired a Switch 2, so I've been playing some of that. I haven't been the biggest Mario Kart guy in the past like 10 years or so. But I've been enjoying it so far. It's been pretty good. I haven't really played a Mario Kart game since like Wii, so. Chalk, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you back in. This stream, I'm going to be working on the Venonat line and the Diglett line. I messed up in my community post where I said I was going to be working on Diglett and Meowth because I guess I just forgot Venonat existed. Which I think Game Freak did too, because I don't think it was in a regional dex for like, I think close to like 10 or 15 years or something like that. But regardless, I have my starting spots already set up. For the Venonat line, thankfully it's pretty consistent. The evolution lines are in the stream, so the Venonat line will be using the same one across the two, and so will the Diglett line for that one. So for the Venonat line, it'll be purple concrete and magenta concrete powder, which is the same that was used on both the Nidoran male line as well as the Ekans line. So yeah, without further ado, let me get a good view of this. And let's get started. So, things have been, I guess, decently eventful. I got a lot I think I want to talk about. I'm just hoping that I can remember everything so that I don't forget. But to start off, yeah, I got a Switch 2. So I've been playing mainly. Is that too far? Yeah, it's too far. I've been mainly playing Mario Kart World as well as Scarlet because I enjoy shiny hunting, and the frame rate kind of completely changes the game. Where am I? Okay, I'm up here. I lost my place for a second there. Yeah, it's just like it's crazy how Scarlet, and I mean Violet as well, although I don't play Violet, just feels like a completely different game and completely different experience. It's actually like mind-blowing. Where am I? Okay, so this is right here. This goes up here. And then that there. Okay. But yeah, no, the game runs at like a buttery smooth 60 FPS, which I honestly never thought Pokemon would be running at a frame rate like that anytime. Why, like, I thought I'd be like 60 by the time that happened, so it's kind of crazy that I actually get to live that, and I'm very excited to play Legend ZA at 60 FPS, like for my first experience with it. So I'm very excited for that. I think that goes like that. I'm probably gonna have to move my view in a second here. Is that? No, that's just 3. That? Okay, excuse me. Seems like every time I start streaming, my voice gets froggy. That's pretty awesome, Chalk. Yeah, no, I think like I don't know what game I started doing it with. I think it was technically Ultra Sun that I've like always tried to complete the Pokédex to get the shiny charm. So yeah, I did it with Ultra Sun. I did it with Shield. I did it with Legends Arceus and Scarlet, and I plan on doing it with Legends EA. So, and I could be, actually, I don't remember if you've answered this for me before, but what starter are you going to choose, and are you going to, like, keep it around? That's just all filled in right here. This is not filled in. Okay. I can fill this in though. And that features a lot of black, which is fine. And then, yeah, okay, that's looking good. This purple kind of comes up. 2, 3, 4, 5. That. Okay, there's like one of its like fangs right here. I finally did the thing with my inventory where I put white concrete on both sides in case I ever need it. So chances are I probably won't in at least this stream, but we'll see. Your choice right now is Totodile, but you have no idea. Yeah, I mean, if like the leaks are correct and like each of them are getting like their own megas, I think like I think no matter what, I'm gonna keep my starter around because I'm gonna choose Chikorita just because I've always liked Chikorita. But like I think even if I didn't like love any of them, I would keep them around just to kind of like see if I like their megas. Which if the leaks are true, then I believe Totodile is going to turn into part dragon type, which is pretty cool. So now we got the foot. I think it was how many is that? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? This to I don't know why I'm having like issues with this. Okay, that's 2 right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think Totodile is supposed to become a dragon. Or I should say, Feraligatr is supposed to become a dragon. Meganium is supposed to get fairy, and then Tepig, I don't think is supposed to change types at all. Is this right? Something is not right here. What is not right here? I started this from here. This goes down purple, then 2 black, 2 black. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So something may be wrong up here? Yeah, no, something... Hold on. This says 4, then it's... Well, this looks right. Yeah, this connects just fine. And then that goes down like that. So am I just crazy? Let's see. 2 there, 2 there. It just follows it down until it gets to here. And for here... Yeah, okay, no, this is right. I have no idea what I did wrong there, then. I'll fill this in just because I want to. But yeah, honestly, if you can get your hands on a Switch 2, which I know it hasn't been super easy, and I got pretty lucky with how I got mine. If you're playing through Scarlet right now, I would, like... if you plan on getting a Switch 2 anytime soon, I would consider putting the playthrough on hold just until you get it, because it's completely night and day. I was playing some of it this morning, and it's I keep saying it's crazy, but it's like it genuinely I cannot like I don't know how much of me saying like how crazy it is would get a, like I don't think it could. It's just like it's a completely different game almost. I will say that I still think that terror raids kind of suck, but like they run smoothly now. I mean, at least as smoothly as they can, but like if you do them online, there's still like really long awkward pauses between and during turns, just because I think that's more so like the real-time element coming in and kind of screwing things up. But yeah, at the very least it's like I guess like a little more playable now for the terror raid battles. And then this goes all the way across to here. This is a really odd like shape. This is like part of the eye. Also, I instinctfully like went to the white on the left, even though I was one slot away from where I was supposed to be to swap it to the right. But whatever. But speaking of Scarlet, I actually decided that I wanted to do a little bit of shiny hunting today. I was gonna do some resets to maybe see if I could get like oh, what's my favorite type? I've gone like I want to say back and forth, but it's been between 3 types for me. I think realistically it is Ghost. Like I think for Ghosts, like there's just so many of them that I love. Like I love Gengar, I love Chandelure, Palisand, Mimikyu, Drifblim, Jellicent, Golurk, like just so many that I could like list off so quickly. But 2 other types that I really like that I've like always considered like up there and like maybe my favorite at one point is both Grass and Electric. I just think that those 2 don't quite make it there for me because like those types are a lot more hit or miss for me. Like there's not a lot of, even though like I love electricity as like an element and stuff, it like there's not a lot of electric types where like I like really like kind of like what they got going on. And it's not that I don't dislike them, it's just, like there aren't a lot that like super resonate with me. I mean Magnezone's like the big one that like might be my favorite Pokemon ever, I don't know. But besides that, it kind of like there's like a decent, you know, favorite of the 3. Well, that's got to be it's Venusaur, Gengar, and Magnezone. Although at least for Ghost, I know Chandelure is like pretty close there. Like Chandelure is a close second. And I think for Grass, a close second is Torterra. But I don't know if I have a runner-up for Electric. Like, that's kind of what I mean. It's like, Magnezone is like far, like, the biggest reason. Like, there probably is another Electric type that I, like, do like a great deal. I mean, I guess it might be cheating if I say Sandy Shocks is probably my like, number 2. Because it's just the paradox form of, Magneton. But, am I doing this right? Okay, yeah, because this goes up another one. There should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. I'm honestly like, I'm kind of on autopilot when working on this, but I think I'm actually doing quite well with it. What is your favorite type, though? I think I know what it is, but I want to hear it. And then we got 4. 4, then purple on the sides. This actually goes down 4 diagonal? Or no, that's up there. My bad. There's one here, though. And then up here... Yeah, this goes all the way across. Okay, I'm honestly, I kind of expected fire, but I also expected like dragon to be up there. But yeah, no, I mean dragon is a pretty cool type. Who's your favorite dragon type? Well, tell me your favorite for both, I guess. I think I know the fire one, but dragon I'm not so sure. And this goes up right here. This goes 5. Down here. I'm like doing this in such an odd way, but it'll work out. We got like the second eye right here. 2, 3, 4. Fire's Charge of Dragon is probably Garchomp. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. I knew that Dragonite was on there. I just didn't know if it was your favorite. But yeah, Garchomp makes a lot of sense. Garchomp is pretty cool. Did I mess this part up? Did I not go down far enough? I think I did go down far enough. That goes like that. It should be like that. Yeah, okay. And that should be like that. Another one like that. Well, now since we know each other's favorites from our favorite types, why don't we say our favorites from each other's favorite types? So, like, I'll tell you my favorite fire and dragon, and you tell me your favorite grass, ghost, and electric. My favorite fire is Chandelure, and my favorite dragon is Flygon. I feel like those aren't super exotic answers, but yeah, they're just my favorites of those types. It's like, okay, most of this is purple. I'm gonna scroll my view anyway, just so I can see better. Okay, there's actually a lot more going on here than I thought. So this is like 4. There's only 2 on this layer. Okay, so it just goes like that. Then everything below here is black when it does it. Okay, and I already did that part. And then this goes up here. There's black right there as well. And then the rest of that is just purple, I guess. And then I think all of this in here is black. And this is all purple. I'll fill this in. Let's finish up the side here. So that stays open. I got that. This is just all black. And then got that. That goes up one more. That goes like that. And now we just fill in. Grass is Decidueye, Ghost is Frostlass, and Electric is Ampharos. Yeah, when I was thinking of like runners up for my Electric, like Ampharos was like popping in. I didn't know, like I didn't want to say definitively that was my number 2, but yeah, Ampharos is a great Electric type. Decidueye, I also really like. It's probably my favorite Grass Ghost. Also, I'm filling this in with the wrong color. I do not. Uh-oh. Okay, I actually kind of messed this up, like, I don't want to say big time, but I got some fixing to do. Okay, so that goes like that. This is all purple except, okay, that goes up against there. Dragapult, yeah, I've never super resonated with Dragapult, because I don't like, it's such a weird one, but, I don't like how big its tail is. Like, it's just a little too big for me. Okay, that goes like that, but this is all purple. I think it's cool though, and I do have the shiny of it that I got when I like streamed on Twitch like 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, whenever that was. I think is that good? I think that's good. I think we're done. Is that? I think that looks right. Oh, there's literally like a whole like line missing here. Okay. Now I think we're good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Actually, it looks better than I thought it would, but at the same time, it's like there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, you know. Oh, you're saying, okay. I was trying to decipher your comment, but you're saying you love the big tail. Okay. Yeah, no, Frostlass though is a good pick. I've never super resonated with it, but I know there's a lot of people who like it. I prefer it over Glalie. Okay, let's get started on Venonat. Okay, so there's Venonat on the screen. Venonat's a fair bit bigger, or Venomoth. I don't know why I'm saying Venonat. Yeah, is that decent enough for you? Oh, I gotta pull my chat back up. Getting back to talking about my Scarlet hunting now, I was gonna try to like reset for like a starter outbreak or something, but I saw that I had a Yungoos one, which I have Gumshoes but not Yungoos, so I decided I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find this thing. And then immediately in front of my face was just a shiny Greedent. So I'm like, okay, well, it's one I don't have. So, you know, I saved or whatever. So my outbreaks were locked in. So I was like, that's kind of unfortunate, but I got a new shiny, so whatever. And then I was looking for this Yungoos outbreak, and I could not find it. I think it was, like, literally inside of a cliff. Like, you could not access it. So I went to a Sableye one that was, like, nearby in a cave. And this is, like, the bottom left corner of the map. So I start, like, knocking out the Sableye, and I find... What do I find? I find a Salandit, which I don't have. I mean, it was male, as you could probably guess, which is, like, every shiny hunter's, like, worst nightmare. But I didn't have one, so I was happy to get it. And then was the... I don't know what it... Like, I just had crazy luck this morning where I found... Oh, that's awesome. Shiny Charcadet's really cool. It's also really difficult to spot, so... What is it? And so I kept, like, knocking out the Sableye, and then I actually came across a shiny Yungoos that was, like, not a part of the outbreak or whatever. It was just, like, by itself. So I was, like, really happy about that. Is this supposed to be 4? Yeah, it's 4. And then I was, like, still looking for the Sableye, and I got a Metatite, which I also didn't have. I have a Metacham from Ultra Sun from the Wormholes, but I did not have a Metatite. So that was cool. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, eventually I left. I went to go look for an Impidimp, and I never found it. But I did end up, like, they're, like, throughout the... I don't know if it's... Actually, yeah, no, it is every map. So, like, both the base map and the DLC maps, there are these, like, small caves that, like, you go in. It's just, like, a circular room. And it's, like, the same for every little cave. Like, it's just the room copy-pasted. And it used to be, like, Pokemon would, like, almost never spawn in there. Or, like, it was, like, really, like, kind of wonky how they would. But with the Switch 2 update, if you played on Switch 2, you could just stand in one of the corners and like you'll get like a bunch of spawns. So I decided, I'm like, well, I'm gonna try a method. I don't know if anyone else has done it. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it. Where usually like the strat is to like go in, spawn all the Pokemon, and then if like if you don't get a shiny, you just run out and like do a picnic or whatever to reset the spawns. But instead of doing that last part, I was just going to use the Let's Go mode to have my Pokemon knock out the Pokemon across from the cave so that it was constantly spawning new Pokemon. And while it's probably slower overall, it's like a lot more automated. So like you could kind of like do something else while you do that, as long as you like generally pay attention. And I did that in 2 different spots because the first one, I think the cave I was in was spawning Drillbur, Tyrogue, and sometimes Rotom. And I already have a Rotom, but I don't know why I said it differently each time I said it there, but whatever. But where am I? Okay, I see where I am. Kind of. Okay, there's black here. Okay. But I got a shiny Excadrill, which completed that evolution line for me because I already had a Drillbur. And then I went to another cave where it was spawning a lot, like a bigger variety, and if I'm being honest, like much cooler Pokemon. Like it was spawning like Snubbull and Granbull, Alolan Vulpix, Torchic, I think was the big one, and also like sometimes Duraludon, and also sometimes Rotom too, but whatever. And after I think just a couple minutes of knocking out Pokemon, I got a shiny Granbull, which is cool. And I sat there for a little bit trying to see if I could get something else. I didn't, but I think at some point I'm gonna use like a fire sandwich and go in there and try to get Torchic. Because I think it's like one of the only, if not like the only place that Torchic spawns in Scarlet and Violet. So it's honestly now like a pretty viable spot. Am I like duplicating what I'm doing? Yeah, because that does not go there. Okay, so that, yeah, I also duplicated it up here. What am I doing? Okay. But yeah, basically, I got like 6 new shinies today, which is kind of crazy, and has not happened in a while, especially in Scarlet and Violet. Since you're working on Venonat and Diglett lines, what are your favorite bug Pokemon and ground Pokemon? Well, ground kind of overlaps with Dragon, where it's Flygon. But I guess to give you some alternative answers, I mean, you can say Torterra, Palisand. I think is probably one I didn't mention in the ghost thing. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But yeah, Palisand's another one. And then for Bug's not quite as definitive for me, but I like both from Gen 7. I like Araquanid and also Vikavolt. Both of them I like quite a lot. Where's this purple thing? Okay. So yeah, I feel like my picks for like favorite bugs are maybe kind of out there a little bit, but okay, yeah, and that should be good because that's like that. But what are yours? And then I got that right there. And that connects to that. That's like that. That's 4 across. Right there. Okay. And then I can't see anymore. What's right here? Purple. Okay, let's scroll over so I can see it better. I'm like this stream I've just been doing stuff in the weirdest order, like the weirdest way. It's 4 across. And then that's like that. Black here. Purple here. I almost broke glass. I was scared. Magenta. Black. And then that kind of just connects like that. That goes like that. Up there. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm really enjoying Mario Kart World soundtrack. I think it's fantastic. I love how so many of the songs are like I don't want this to sound like it's like lazy or anything, like remixes of like other Mario songs, but like it's just done in such a fantastic way that it makes them sound new but also nostalgic at the same time. Ground, I really like Gliscor, and Bug, I think Snom. Frostmoth is cool, but I think Snom is adorable. Yeah, no, Snom's a really good one. I really enjoy Snom. Probably more than Frostmoth too. And then yeah, Gliscor I think is pretty cool. That's kind of been one for me where it's like I understand the appeal, and I do think it's pretty cool myself, but it's never been like one of my top ones. But, and then I would also imagine like for you, like Garchomp is probably like over Gliscor, but it's like, you know, you're trying to think of like something that doesn't like overlap with one of the ones you already said. It's like, it's kind of hard when like you're asked like those questions and like it's like, oh, what's your favorite ghost type and what's your favorite poison type? And it's like, well, the answer to that is Gengar for both. So okay, so right here we're like working between the eyes. I guess at this point I've technically done both eyes. It's just like, it's, yeah. Venomoth's kind of weird and a bit busy, but the vision will come together in due time. And at some point, probably soon here, I'll kind of be working my way back towards the wings. And then, yeah, okay, that's just like that. I don't know. Okay, yeah, there's just like alternating colors in here. I'm just going to keep working over here for now, and then I'll work my way back there. Okay. Let me scroll up here. Okay, and this starts kind of expanding a lot. Okay, so that's like that. Well, there. Hello, Lunadium. Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you for chatting. The music's real quiet? I could turn it up a little bit. Here, hopefully that's better. I turned it up on the stream end. My whole stream is quiet? Well, I think what's it called? My mic is like almost maxed out. I think at that point you might just have to turn your volume up. Unless it's like max. Where was I? Okay, that's down there. This comes up here. This back. Okay, cool. Yeah, I turned the music a little bit, so I'm glad that helps. Okay, and then are you able to stick around at all Lunadium, or are you just dropping in for a sec? Down. 3 over. Alright. Because I was gonna start throwing back some of the questions that Chalk gave me about like favorite Pokemon of certain types, but why don't you do this if you can? What is your favorite type, and what is your favorite Pokemon of that type? I think I know the answer, but still want to hear it. Yeah, no, I know. Okay, Psychic, yeah, I figured it was Psychic. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you for at least answering that. And thanks again for dropping into chat. I really appreciate it. And this is just like all magenta. Alrighty. Thank you very much again. Let's just go. Okay, that just goes all the way down. Did I? No, okay, I didn't mess this up. Okay, this is just like a whole mess right here. That goes up to 3. Purple kind of lines that. Okay. And this is just all purple, I think. Yeah. Purple right here, purple right here. And then magenta, like all the way down, I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this kind of follows this down for a little bit. And then this goes all the way down here. Three, 4, 5. And then this is just gonna go all the way up here. It'd be kind of like really chaotic, but like it'd be kind of like a funny thing to do one time. Where if I, like for one specific Pokemon, I, instead of doing it in like any sort of like way that makes sense, I just like went from like, I started in like the top left or something, and I just did like one line at a time. I'm sure at some points that would prove to be impossible and it would look kind of crazy, but it's like kind of like how a printer does it. I think that'd be at least a little bit silly. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it's a fun idea. And then, okay, so I was going to say I'm going to keep working up from there, but I'm actually going to go over here. I'm going to do what I can see. How many is that across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can't see any more than that right now. Go down here. This goes over here. Lost my place. Okay, found it. 3 there. 1, 2, 2, 1. And then that kind of goes like that. It's like a staircase, but like it has like a decent amount below it. And then that goes like that. I think all this in here, yeah, all this in here is just purple. I foresee Venomoth taking the taking the longest out of all 4 Pokemon in the string. Okay, so this comes out 1. This goes like that. Oh, it's like Donkey Kong Country music. That's awesome. And this just goes like that. Cool. And I can't see any more right now. Where's the... Okay, I see where... Do I? Hold on. I need to get my bearings. I am so lost right now. Okay, because I'm way below where I think I am. Okay, I see this right here. This is like a T. And up. Let's go down one right here. Okay. Like that, but I'm gonna try to stick to the outline stuff. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a 2. Which that lines up. And then right, where is it? On the second one, purple goes straight down, and then out a little bit. But that's kind of like the cutoff. And then right here is the cutoff from this side. Cool. And then everything in here is magenta. So I guess I should probably talk about Venonat and Venomoth themselves, because I really haven't. I kind of alluded to the fact that like they were forgotten by Game Freak, because I think for like I think from like Heart Gold and Soul Silver up until I think Scarlet and Violet, I don't know 100% for that, but I think Scarlet and Violet, it was not featured in any regional Pokedex, which is kind of crazy to think about, but I believe it is true. I hope I'm not spreading information or misinformation, but I'm pretty sure it just was not in a single Pokedex. Okay, this just goes all the way up. That's right there. Okay. There we go. And then 2 there. There. There we go. And then that's all good. That just comes down here and then that goes up. Oh my god, that is so many alternating. Okay, well I could figure that out. Okay, let's scroll my view over. I'm gonna go down way over here and start working from here, because I think it'll be easier in the long run. So, what is it? Where's this right here? I think this is like this? No, hold on. Where am I? This is second from the bottom? Okay, I don't know why this is 4 across here. I have no idea at all, because that's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually supposed to be 5. And then 2 here. Bam. 2 here. And then, yeah, that's just right there. And then everything below that is magenta. Yeah. Okay. And then next up here, I think I already have it blocked out, I believe. I should probably fill this in at the end, but I don't care, I'm doing it now. Okay. And then the next one up, there's the 4. I think I have this mostly properly blocked off. Not fully, because this goes quite a bit, which I can determine how that goes from up here. When is that? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, van. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, because it's 4 total. 3 diagonal. Okay, and okay. And then this is where the black goes to. Okay, and there should be like 4 here. Which there is. Okay, so this just gets loaded like that. Right? Yeah. Oh no. I don't know how, but it's like I saw that coming before it happened. Like it's like time stopped. I don't even know, like it's not like that was a major moment in my life or anything, but for some reason my brain thought it was. Well, it's unfortunate, but it happens, so we just continue forward. Okay, and then I gotta connect this. So this is up 3, and then purple, and then black, and then that's perfect. Cool. Okay. And then this in here is all magenta. Oops. Oh, speaking on Minecraft for a second, in the week that I was out, I saw that the new game drop came out that adds the like happy gas and all that. I have not gotten a chance to play it, and I'm not even technically playing on the version that has it because I think I'm still playing. I don't know. I don't remember what version I'm playing on exactly, but I just know that it's like from a couple like I guess drops ago. So I can't just like show it off now if I wanted to. But I am excited to play it because Happy Gas seemed really cool. I don't think they'll be very useful for these streams. I actually think they'd be quite a hindrance if I tried using them, but they are at least cool overall. Going back to Venonat and Venomoth though, I have actually used a Venomoth before. I used it in my first Let's Go playthrough that I've mentioned probably several times at this point now. That does not connect correctly. Is this enough cross? It should be, oh, that's why. I'll just do it like that. And then, okay. Cool. That's actually correct now. And then just gonna jump in there. But yeah, I used it in my Let's Go playthrough. I don't remember how it was, but I will say this. Having a bug type, not only a bug type, but a bug type with access to the move Leech Life. Gen 7 and beyond Leech Life, by the way, because 80 power still heals you against Kanto Pokemon, aka the region filled with Psychic types, is fantastic. I don't know for sure, but I think that Venomoth has like pretty decent special defense. So, like, I think it could take a Psychic, even though it's super effective sometimes. And then just Leech Life to heal up. So, I don't remember how that team performed. I really don't. But I remember, I wasn't upset by it. So, I remember that team being very strange, but I remember it working out. Okay. So fill in another wing here. Wings are kind of like the bane of my existence in these streams. Well, I don't know if it's wings or like appendages. Like having to like things get like I guess the worst for me when it's like something very busy in a small space. So like usually like feet, especially like ones that have claws or whatever, like hand with claws. But wings are probably up there too. They're not super fun to deal with, but some of them can be fine. Like I don't think Butterfreeze was too bad. And then we got Luigi's Mansion. I really like the Luigi's Mansion music. Okay, and then this keeps going up in twos until 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I could use this as a marker because from here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna have to move my view in a second, but I could do a little bit more for now. What's also nice about me playing the soundtrack, like, it actually didn't take me long to figure out what like soundtrack I wanted to play for this stream because I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, like what am I gonna do this stream? I'm like, what have I been playing lately? And I'm like, oh, obviously it has to be Mario Kart. I have not heard a lot of these songs. Or if I have, it's been, you know, like you're doing like a race or whatever, so you're not like paying like that much attention to it. But so I'm hearing like a decent amount of these tracks for like the first time, and I'm quite happy with it. This does not do that yet. This does 2, 2, 2. Okay, so three twos. And then like that, and it should go 3, and then like that. Fill that in there. And then, okay, so it should just be magenta fill in, and then that'll be that one. I feel bad for not mentioning it, but completing Venonat did finish that row. I don't know what row, I mean, if it's 48, that should be the 6th row. So, I don't know how many rows there are total. So I apologize for that. I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, is that it? Okay, I thought I had more to fill in. Okay, that's Venomoth. Honestly, I think it looks pretty dang good. So now we're moving on to something quite different. Oh, I just want to stretch for a second. Cause I don't know why that was like just like a lot to look at. But now we're getting into the Diglett line. So let's pull that up. And this Diglett is actually going to be kind of monumental because Diglett is Pokemon number 50, which means that there is no like definitive like 1/3 of the way done since there's 151, but I'm gonna call it like once Diglett is done, I'll be 1/3 of the way. So yeah, that it's gonna be kind of crazy that I'm gonna be, I guess, that far along. I don't know how I was still holding the class. But without further ado, let's get started on Diglett. Unfortunately, with the brown and the stained glass in the background, it's a little hard to see the concrete, but it'll as always, it'll come together once you kind of zoom out. So Diglett and Dugtrio, I have always like kind of liked, but not like to a crazy degree. But I did use one for my playthrough of Let's Go Eevee for my video on that back in 2023. And I remember it being good. I mean, it's super fast. Obviously you get it right before Lieutenant Surge, so it's like the best time to get it. Although I do think I lost against Surge even with Diglett, but I just like wasn't up to snuff at that point. I think I need to just level up a little more. I probably could have caught a Dugtrio instead, but I wanted to get Diglett and then evolve it naturally rather than just kind of start ahead like that. Yeah, no, I remember it being pretty decent. I don't know if there's any Pokemon that I've used in a playthrough so far that I really have anything like bad to say about. I think that may change. But at least for right now, especially since most of the games I've played have been like the earlier ones, there's not like, I could find a use for each Pokemon, and usually having them like working out. There definitely have like, I mean, I've definitely noticed that like some Pokemon have been more usable than others, but I just don't think I've had like kind of like a dead weight. Especially in like the 2 Gen 1 games I played, Red and Blue, and well, I guess I played Red. In Red and Yellow, like there were like some teammates I had that like weren't like doing anything crazy. Like I don't think Electrode was doing any crazy work, or like Arcanine. I don't know. I don't really remember it that well. But like I've yet to regret putting a Pokemon on my team. So I feel like that's at least pretty good praise. Okay, this goes across here, 2 up. Get 3D World music now. It's kind of funny because for the longest time I had never played 3D World, and I kind of wrote it off. Like I'm like, I don't know, this just kind of seems like another like new Super Mario Bros. Thing, but like in 3D. And it's just like, I don't know. But then I played it, and I'm like, wow, this is actually like a pretty good game. So, is it my favorite Mario game? No, but I think it definitely stands on its own, and it's like, I don't know, like it's very much a game that is like worthy of being played. Maybe probably even more than once, because I 100%ed it. I got like every green star, and I completed everything in like the special world and all that. So the one thing I didn't do was I didn't get like all the exits with all the characters, so I don't know if that's like technically 100%, but I at least like 100%ed it without doing that part, which, so maybe it's not a full 100%, but okay, let me move my view over a little bit. Okay, and then there's, who am I looking at? Okay, one here. Oops. This goes up. Goes like that. 4 and then 2 up. And then it's like that. That just gets filled in there. That there. That comes out 3, and then 2, and then 1, kind of like a staircase. Gets filled in. And then the rest of this is brown. I thought that wasn't filled in. That's, like I said, that's kind of why it's like a little hard to see it like up against the glass. Okay, so right here, this just goes up as the outline. I don't know how many that is though, but I can figure that out by doing this. So this is up 2, and then this goes up 4. So 1 past the bottom of the mouth, and then that goes like that. And then that's up there. Surrounded again. Goes like that. And then that's like that. And then I'm just gonna do that so I can see everything. Okay. And then this, I believe, is the top right here. Let me make sure. Yes, it is. Cool. Okay. And then let's just work our way around. Perfect. And then let's do the rest of the mouth. What game is this? This is Mario 2? I don't remember. Okay, and that's the mouth. Oh, well, actually, what am I calling it the mouth? Am I crazy? I'm so sorry. It's nose. What am I doing? I feel like that's like that's a big oversight on my part. Diglett, as far as I know, does not have a mouth. It'd be kind of cursed if that was its mouth. This is totally Mario 2 music, though. It would be cute in a way, but it's like, it comes out, like, too much, so I don't know. It just wouldn't work. It'd be weird. There are some Pokemon, though, where, like, I thought, like I think with, like, Goomy, I always thought that the green part was its eyes, and then I realized later on that it's, like, that's just an illusion, and the eyes are on the side. Either way, though, that's Diglett. I don't know if that's record time, but there it is. Blending in pretty well with the background. Also, dude's tiny. That might be one of the smallest Pokemon I've ever done. I think, like, other contenders for that is, like, maybe, like, Zubat, or, like, Rattata, Caterpie. Yeah, I know, like, Venomoth took me, I think, like, 40 minutes, and then, like, Diglett, I think, I don't even know, like, 10 minutes or something. Let's get Dugtrio set up. There is Dugtrio on the screen. Dugtrio is definitely a fair bit more involved because it's pretty much just like 3 Diglets. So if that took me 10 minutes, theoretically Dugtrio should take me 30 minutes. But I guess we'll see. Dugtrio features a lot of brown. I'm gonna see if I can work around, like, not doing the heads on Dugtrio until last. That's probably not going to happen. But I'm gonna see if I can do it for whatever reason. And then that's like that. And that's 4 across. Oops. 2 diagonal. So these are just like different little like dirt patches. So I'm probably not going to fill this in towards the end. It's like that. Okay. That. There's a 2 gap right there, and then this is 5. Okay. And then 2, and then 1. And there's some brown spots also on right here. Like those. And also, I think that. And this goes across there. Yeah, I'll do that. This goes up a little bit. Okay. Brown here, brown here. This, okay, yeah, right here should be 2 away, which it is. Yeah, okay, this is black right here. And then from down here, that's a little L. And then that just gets filled in. Cool. That's all brown. This is all black. here going down, like 2, and then a upside down staircase, 4 across there, and that just goes like that. Is that 3? Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then that. Maybe I'll start filling in some of this now, just because I feel obligated to. Because, I mean, like, there's really not as much to fill in as I, like, thought, so. And then, did I do that part right? Yeah, okay, I did. Okay. And then how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes across for quite a while. So I will determine that a different way. By going up here. 4 across there. Then this goes, like, it just goes like diagonal from here for a while, right? Yeah. Until it's like one above this. Okay, so it goes 3 past the orange, and then this goes out for like a little while. I don't know how many. Brown goes across. I'll fill all this in. The dirt on Dugtrio is probably going to be the worst of it. I don't know. For sure, though. 1, 2, 3, and then it should be small orange, and then all this right here should just be filled with brown. Okay, I said I was going to avoid doing Dugtrio as long as possible, or like the actual like parts of it, but I don't want to be constantly moving my view because I feel like that could get really annoying. So instead I'm gonna bite the bullet and I'm just gonna start actually looking at one of them. Okay. So that's the first nose done. And it's the first eye done of like several. I'm also gonna work a little bit up here. And then I don't know how many that goes up. This is 7 across. And then 2 and 1. And we got some orange. Yeah, okay, that goes like that. Yeah, okay, because this comes out too. And then the brown is like lined up with that. And then, oops. It should just go all the way down here. Yeah. Okay. Then we can get started on the nose. There's a single little bit of orange. And the rest of this is just brown. There's a 2 gap here, and then this goes like all the way down to here. Okay. So then that's all orange. I'll wait to do that. This is mostly orange. what's interesting is over here. So here's the second eye for this one. This one, like everything to the right of where I'm working is brown instead of orange. So I guess it's like, it's shaded, I guess is the point. So I may as well fill that in. Okay, now let's move my view. Okay, that should be good for now. So I'm actually going to go down here. Okay, I don't know how many across that is. I don't even know how many. This should be 5. Okay, and then that should be 5. And then a gap. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then a square right here. This goes up at least a little more. It's kind of crazy how like complicated this is just for like patches of like ground and dirt. Oops. And then 1, 2, 3, and then like that. Yes. Oh yeah, okay. This one's a banger right here. I think it's instrumental too, so it might not. It won't be as distracting as like the vocal version on a stream. Yeah, it is. Which, speaking of which, Mario Odyssey, fantastic Mario game. We'll probably get a video at some point. Don't know when. Probably in the far-flung future, but it will get one. And that right there, and then everything to the left of that is brown. Okay, and then this is also brown right here. Okay, and then it's like a 4x3. No, that does not go there. Wait. Oh, because it comes down from here, not the other one. That just goes across. This is a 2x4. 1, 2, 3. Got a little L. This goes down to the eyebrow. And then this should just all be filled in with brown. I will say this, if you showed me like this Pokemon like close up and it's like what Pokemon am I working on, I think Diglett or Dugtrio would be one of my top guesses. So I think it's a good sign. Okay, there's a little bit right here. Like that. Perfect. A little bit of brown right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 there. 3 there, 2 there. Okay. Okay. And this is looking pretty good. All of that is orange. And then this actually is like working up to the next one. Okay, this goes up a decent amount. I don't know how many. But let's change that so I could see. If I got into the top over here? No. Okay, so this is on the same level as that. Should be like that. Then that. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. I'm not going to fill in that last one just because I'm not 100%. This time on here we have brown eyebrows. Certainly a choice. That goes there. I'll fill in this little part just because, I don't know, I feel like it makes sense. Okay, and now... Okay, so this like goes up like a staircase, but it goes up one more here. And then also there's like a mouth. Or not a mouth. Why am I saying that again? A nose. I'm not used to, I guess, no offense to Digletts and Dugtrios out there, but I'm not used to working on big noses. Okay, well that's that nose done, so no more noses. And then we got that's one of the eyes. 2, 3. That's brown. Okay, so I was right on that. 2 there, 3 there. This is 4. And then these two just go down. Connect it like that. There should be one there. One there. And orange there. And then most of this is just orange as well, but we'll keep working up. How many across is that? Oh, that's supposed to be brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Oops. Okay. Oops. And then this should be surrounded, right? Yeah. And then I should do another one, then it comes out one more, and then should go like that. And this line right here should be the last one before it comes out. 1, 3, 2, 1. And then all of this in here is brown. Okay, so that's all the brown. Oh, I gotta do the other eye. Okay, now I think we just gotta fill in. Yeah, let's do that. So it definitely doesn't look like Dugtrio is gonna have taken half an hour, because I think with their combined efforts and body, it's gonna be more like 20 minutes. Okay, so there's that one. this one is probably going to be the most filling in to do, I think. I don't know. And I'll split it up, so I'll do like the lower half, and then I'll do the upper half. Oh, so something I learned today, actually like right before I started the stream, is that there are a couple Pokemon, I think like only like 3, that need a magnetic field to evolve, being Magneton in the Magnezone, Charjabug in the Vikavolt, and then Nosepass and Probopass. And then Gen 8 came along and they just made them able to evolve with a Thunderstone, which was so much better. But prior to that, if you wanted to evolve one of those Pokemon, you would have to go to certain designated areas that had a like high amount of like magnetic field or whatever, and level them up and they'll evolve. And I learned that, which by the way, Johto doesn't have one, so even though you could catch a Magnemite in that game, you could not get a Magnezone, at least until you get to Kanto and go to the power plant. Which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. In Alola, it kind of sucks because if you want a Vikavolt, you have to wait until basically the end of the game. But I learned that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon kind of remedied this a little bit and made, oh god, what is it called? I can't remember what the area is called. But it's like the lower right of the third island you could actually use to evolve it now, which makes it actually like a lot more viable. And with that is Dugtrio completed, which marks 4 Pokemon completed for the stream, 2 evolution lines done, being Venonat and Diglett. And also with that is 51 Pokemon completed. That marks 1/3 of the entire Pokemon Yellow Kanto Pokedex. I think I can get it all in one shot here. Kind of. I mean, the top right of War Total's not like loading in for some reason. But look at all this progress. This is like a crazy amount. When you look at it from far away, it doesn't look like much. It just kind of looks like little sprites. But then when you get closer, like all of these blocks, at least all of the blocks for the sprites have been hand placed. So yeah, and then next stream, which should be next week, but as always, I will make a community post, probably on Tuesday with when I'll stream next. We will be working on the Meowth and Psyduck lines, which I feel like are 2 pretty popular ones. So that's going to be exciting. And then it's just going to be continuing the 2-stage gauntlet, as I like to refer to it. And then after that, we're going to have another 2-stage. And then we get to the Poliwag line, which I'm super excited for. So that's pretty cool. So regardless, thank you to everyone for tuning into the stream. Thank you to both Lunadium and Chalk for tuning in and chatting. It was very nice to talk to you both. And with that said, I think that's basically it. With that said, thank you again, and I hope to see you again soon.